character because they really wanted a gay character in the show, a male character. And they've been trying to do it for a while, and they suggested they wanted kind of Vex to go there. I was a bit reluctant, because I felt it took a lot away from the character. I felt the ambiguity of sexuality and of just not really having to make a choice, per se. Like, you don't always have to make choices. Like, you do make choices, but life is very fluid and flexible. And if everyone understood that we're all fallible, we all make mistakes, that we're privy to change, and that is okay, and that's acceptable. And we shouldn't be vilified for it. It shouldn't be, I said I would do that, but then I did something else. Well, things worked out differently. But then I got an agenda forced on the character where he had made a choice, like a very profound, big choice for the character that I felt was forced, wasn't earned. And from that perspective, as an actor, sometimes it's a little disappointing in shows, but I mean, these shows are huge. The networks have their agenda. There's things everyone wants, and you know, at the end of the day, you're just there to say the lines and look pretty, and sell goods, and try and get a modicum of artistry within it. But I felt we did a really good job right up until the end, and yeah. So, did I have creative input on the show? I think I had a little bit.
And that's a lot more than a lot of actors get, so that's actually pretty impressive to hear.
Well, we were very lucky because with our show, much more than any other show, Jay, it was his show, right? So he funded the pilot. He took this script round to tons of networks, and they were like, yeah, we really like this show, and he was like, screw this, I'm gonna put my money down and make this pilot. And we filmed it for 17 days. It's quite a long time. It's for one episode. We were doing 7, 8 days, almost episodes, 6 on a couple. So 17 days for one episode. That's why episode number 8 is so good. It's like a movie. He put his money down, and he got creative control. So he got the veto on everything. And Jay was very much in the corner of the actors. Jay really liked the character of Vex. I think he thinks he created the character. I actually think he thinks he was acting on screen, wearing the clothes. I actually think he thinks he's me.
He doesn't.
But no, fair play to him. He was actually the guy who kept the character alive. So I have a lot in debt to Jay. But it's because of that, and most shows don't have that. You're to the network, and what the networks say is what the networks say. And the networks are really interesting characters. I mean, you're talking about commercial. You know, you're dealing with so much capitalism and commercialism in terms of what goes into those choices that you're making. But we didn't have that. We just had Jay, and if we wanted to say something, we felt the characters could do something or say something differently, he was open to it. And we could make that decision, and he could veto anything. So if he was like, no, that's what's happening. The network had nothing to say. They still had to go. And that is almost unheard of. So we were really lucky in that respect.
So many good shows die an early or a painful death because the show creators want one thing and the network wants another thing. Firefly with its 13 episodes.
Woo! Big shout out for Firefly!
Yes, Firefly!
So the fact that you got 4 seasons, 5 seasons, 4 seasons.
How many do you think?
I forget.
What?
I know it's at least 4. I know it's at least 4 because
What
I
you
watched
put your money
it.
on? Let's put a beer on it.
Yeah.
I'll go 4.
It's nearly 6.
All right.
That's 2 beers.
It's 2 beers.
2 beers.
You like Shadowrock?
2 strong beers. Good beers.
Tougher.
Rounds
Not
for
shit
everybody.
Beers, good beers. Twirly mustache beers.
Twirly mustache. So 6 seasons.
Yeah.
That's actually really impressive, is given that A, it took so long to pick up, and then B, you as the cast, Jay, but you as the cast had almost all the control. and the network had nothing.
Yeah.
Why do you think the show was so popular?
Because I think we gave a platform and screen time and story time to the periphery of society, or seemingly. All those people that are at the edge of society, who never have their stories on screen, who never see themselves on screen, right? Like TV or entertainment or stories that we tell is supposed to be reflective of the life that we lead. We're supposed to reflect the life back to you and tell you stories. I don't think everyone's a serial killer, right?
And certainly everyone is not.
And no one's a detective, and
Right.
everyone's not a superhero. So I think we gave credence to the people in society, to the people who have, the sexuality, the bullied, the ambiguous, all these people that, they sometimes live a little in the shadows. And a lot of the characters on our show were those characters, and we created like a really close knit set of fans who, were inclined that way, and I think that's cool. And I think we were one of the first shows that really did that, and then a lot of other shows jumped on the bandwagon. They were like, "Oh my God, let's get the two women getting on top of each other. Why not? They love it. They love it."
Just like that.
Yeah.
Just
They love it. They love the producer now. But yeah, that's what happened. But we tried to do it. But also, I think the best thing about our show, the thing that I love the most about our show, because I don't know whether I could watch our show. It's not really my style of entertainment. But what I loved about being in the show is that we went through so many different styles of shows within sometimes one scene. Like, so we could start off with like farce comedy at the beginning of it. By the end of it, you were in like outright drama. And we all rode a very fine balance of being able to do that. And it's really not easy. And the show got very lucky with a very gifted set of young actors, of like really, really good actors, good people. Very giving people, so it was almost a bit like being in theatre. It was like being a bit with an ensemble, because everyone had a lot of wheels in their house, right? There's like Ksenia could crush you with like an amazing like dramatic scene, and then she'd be doing all this outlandish crazy shit where she was putting on accents and creating characters and wigs and all this stuff. And then, Chris, would be the morbid kind of wolf, moaning about his life and drinking whiskey all the time. And then he was like impersonating Ksenia or like doing outlandish stuff. And then, I would be, getting whipped by a dominatrix and losing my hands and having all sorts of shit done to me. And then I could also, you'd have your dramatic moment and people would really care about you. And it's really not that easy to do. And the scripts that came our way weren't always great, but we were such a good group of actors and we understood the style that we created within the show, which developed from what we thought we were getting into. Like, we thought we were going to do like a True Blood type. It's going to be serious, it's all about, sexuality, and, I'm going to be a dark, crazy, killer, goth type person. And then in the end, we created this show that was like everything. It was like a candy store, really. That's why I say our show is like one of those shows that you want to watch at the end of a shit week. It's like it's just a good glass of wine and a box of chocolates,
and 2 beers.
It really is. That's what our show was, and I felt like that's how people watched our show. A lot of people were like, "Yeah, it's been a shit day. I'm gonna go and binge watch Lost Girl." And I'm going to laugh and cry and, enjoy myself. And that's what entertainment's supposed to be. It's catharsis, right? It's a release from the daily grind, which is what it's supposed to be. Which often it's not. So most entertainment is the daily grind.
Right.
It's like, oh shit, do we have to solve another case of this mass murderers who are running around everywhere, chopping everyone's heads off? Come on. There's like a handful of them. Come on, NBC.
Give us something other than
More lost
CIS. All right, so I warned you this was a Q&A, so do you have any questions? Start with you.
So, what is your favorite genre of TV to watch or movie?
I don't think I have any particular one. I'm open. Not open gay. I'm just open. Just a little bit gay. Just in my mannerisms. Just effeminate.
It's not gay.
Yeah.
Well, you killed the makeup.
See the shovel I'm carrying? I'm really good at working it. What was the question?
What types of shows? Well, you wore the makeup well.
No, what was the question?
What
The-
kind of entertainment do you like? 'Cause
Oh,
you
that-
mentioned that you like.
I like everything. I'm open. I like everything.
We said your
I'm
own
open to
show
everything.
wasn't your type of.
All sides. Favorite shows: The Wire,
Yes.
Game of Thrones,
Yes.
Boardwalk Empire, Tremaine. I like a lot of Terrence Winter stuff. I think they produce classy drama. I really started watching Divorced. Have you seen that? It's really good. It's really good. It's Jennifer Aniston and Hayden. Like, Thomas Hayden Church is gonna win a bunch of awards for that one. He is hilarious. So I highly recommend you go and watch Divorced. It's awesome. And you, I pity you. You had to try and translate everything I was saying. And also ni dechrau siarad Cymraeg, fyddech chi ddim yn gwybod beth dwi'n dweud. Beth ti'n dweud nawr? Ti'n dechrau siarad Cymraeg? Ti'n siarad Cymraeg? Pa iaith dwi'n siarad dweud? Ti ddim yn gwybod. A mae pawb yn credu fod fi jyst yn neud lan y iaith yma, ond dwi ddim yn neud e lan. Hwn yw'r iaith dwi'n siarad pan dwi'n gadael. Ti'n dal, you're still going! How? You're just like, bullshit. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. Okay.
So,
Awesome.
oh my god.
I actually,
And our language lesson for the day.
my first ever job was with the Royal Shakespeare Company. I'm just going to throw that one down. So see, I am a bit of a serious actor. I am classically trained, people. You wouldn't believe it, but I remember seeing, like, we were doing the Duchess of Malfi, which is a Jacobean piece, very, very dense language. And the sign people were just incredible. And one performance, because I had like 3 parts in that. I was just out of drama school, and I was on stage. And I was just mesmerized so much by the sign that everyone else walked off stage, and I was still watching the sign. They were like, Paul, get off the stage. What? Oh, shit. Oh yeah, I'm supposed to be an actor, that's right. Because she was doing such an amazing job with this language, I was trying to work out, how is she? How? Paul. True story. There you go. They're pretty amazing. Yeah.
All right. Any other questions?
Ooh.
All right. The kid who got hit with the cracker.
Yeah, the Trump supporter. What are you going to say? Any movie. Can I be any age? Can I be? Because if I could be any age, it would undoubtedly be Sean Austin in The Goonies. Imagine going on that adventure. I mean, not the filming of it was probably tedious,